absolute insanity trying to be implemented in the Texas public school system by the far right Republican conservative wackos that I think probably control the Senate, the state Senate and House there. Texas Senate bill removes classroom requirement to teach that the KKK is, quote, morally wrong. I mean, Jesus Christ. Teachers' hands will be tied, say Democrats, but I mean, if I was a teacher, fuck it. I mean, it's important to, I don't know, uphold your principles and actually, try to educate. So, I mean, if I was in that position, and I was a public school teacher and told to not, teach the students in my classroom what's actually happened, what is happening with regards to racism and white supremacy in the United States, I would say, fuck off. I'm going to do it anyways. This is super important that they actually get these students actually get a somewhat accurate worldview about how horrible the United States is with regards to its founding, and how it continues to be to perpetuate, racism and white supremacy in basically all domains and aspects of life. Texas Senate has voted to axe requirements that public schools teach certain materials about the KKK, the civil rights movement, and women's suffrage, among others. I mean, Jesus Christ. A current requirement that students learn the history of white supremacy, including but not limited to the institution of slavery, the eugenics movement, the Ku Klux Klan, and the ways in which it's morally wrong, could be dropped if the bill is passed. I mean, so what do these fucking far-right, fanatical, just nut job Republicans think that if people aren't, like, we can just push this whole history, our current history as well, under the proverbial rug, and we'll just make it go away. We can all, pretend that the United States wasn't founded by a bunch of, slave-owning landowners, and that, what the fuck are these people thinking? Like, well, just don't talk about it, don't discuss it, it'll make it all go away. I mean, Jesus Christ. Part of a wider Republican campaign against CRT, which looks at the impact of race and racism in the U.S., which we should. But again, they don't want the veil to be lifted, if you will, and to expose the deep rot at the core of the United States, that is a settler colonial state founded on white supremacy and racism and capitalism, and still, unfortunately, very much upholding those really fucked up ideas to this day. And that's the real problem. They don't want people actually knowing the history, because then they maybe think, maybe we should start doing things a little bit differently. Maybe we should start looking after the working class. Maybe we should start, talking about reparations. Maybe we should start, giving everybody health care, free college, canceling student loan debt, because those things would disproportionately impact the most vulnerable and marginalized among us. They don't want a informed public. They don't want people with critical thinking skills. They don't want people to question these official narratives, because then the whole thing will fall apart. Last month, the governor signed ledge that outlined how state schools can educate students about race and racism, and forbade schools from teaching that individuals bear responsibility for actions committed by people in the past because of their race. Historical documents. Chicano movement, women's suffrage, equal rights, history of white supremacy, including but limited to, we talked about that, and which is morally wrong. So they don't want you to know that the KKK, slavery, white supremacy is morally wrong, or the eugenics movement is morally wrong. Jesus. Or can't read MLK's letter from a Birmingham jail, I have a dream, and probably definitely can't read anything he was saying about being against the Vietnam War and the three horrors of what basically militarism, capitalism, fuck. And the third one, you know what I'm talking about, right? Bill says teachers should cover those topics from diverse content without giving deference. So, like Howard Zinn said, you can't be fucking neutral on a moving train. Teachers should be able to go out and condemn the KKK, the eugenics movement, slavery, white supremacy throughout U.S. history, and currently how it, you know, manifests itself. What the fuck? So, how would you cover diverse and contending perspectives on something like the fucking KKK? They want these teachers to fucking both sides that. They want to both sides the eugenics movement. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, this is disgusting. What we're doing with this bill, we're saying that specific reading list doesn't belong in statute. Bill's author. Democrats, including State Senator Judith Zaffirini, have condemned the measure, saying that teachers' hands would be tied. But again, I think you need to take a moral stance if you're a teacher in that place and say, no, fuck you, this is important. I'm not going to both sides the argument about eugenics or white supremacy or the KKK. Fuck that. Yeah, how could a teacher possibly discuss slavery, the Holocaust, or the mass shootings at the Walmart in El Paso or the Sutherland Springs Church in my district without giving deference to any one perspective? Reports. Exactly. Like, you should be coming out, so strongly against the Holocaust, slavery, mass shootings, the eugenics movement, the KKK, etc. But these fucking... just fucking, Republican senators who want to, uphold, white supremacy and, hide its role under the rug in the U.S. history and currently, they don't want people talking about that because, again, they don't want the veil to be lifted and see that, no, this society has always been rotten from its foundation, whether it's the, genocide of the Native American people, whether it's the enslavement of African people, the KKK, wars, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. But again, not surprising. The shit's happening in Texas. They're, far right legislators there are just fucking, just insanity through and through. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. All part of the people. Peace. Much love.